Okay, just a quick video on the global names zone. The global names zone is a special bit in DNS which isn't auto-created, but it's more for legacy support. So single label name resolution and for WinS. Single label names are ones without a prefix or suffix, which were on a local network, so it can change it to a fully qualified domain name using the CNAME records. So it uses an alias record to change it into that. The way the authoritative DNS server works is it looks at its local zone data, then it goes on to the global names one, and if it can't find that, then it uses a WinS server. But WinS servers are being phased out. So it's kind of one of those things to help support legacy. So let's have a look. So firstly, I'm on my server in Core Edition, and I'm just going to quickly check that I haven't already got one. Let's do DNS server zone. So, and I can see that at the moment I haven't already got a global names one. So it's nice and easy. We're just going to use the DNS server because it's on the DNS server, and we want it as a primary zone, so we do add DNS server primary zone. The name is global names, and our replication scope, so where it's going to replicate to, we're going to put as the forest in this case, so it replicates across the domain. So I'm just going to press enter, and that's done. It doesn't show you anything to show that it's done, but it's done. And then when I use the get DNS server zone, I can see it's definitely there. So we're just going to pop across to our GUI, and at the moment you can see there's nothing there. I'm going to refresh. Sometimes it won't refresh for a little while. You can either try reloading the DNS like that, and sometimes it will do it. Otherwise, the way I've usually do is I go into PowerShell and then use my net stop DNS command to stop the service, and then net start DNS to restart it back up. There we go. And now we should, when we go to tools and DNS, we should see our global names one. Yes, and we've also got our name server records to show where it's held. So these are the authoritative name servers. So we've got both of the servers which we're on. So as we said, that it uses the CNAME records. I'm going to create one, both in the GUI and both in the PowerShell. So just if you wanted to create a global names one, you'd just go onto forward lookup zones in the GUI. Next, you want it as a primary zone. We're going to go for all of them, and then we just put in what I use, and then we create it. So it's not really that much different. It's just kind of easy enough. The only other thing which we need to do is we need to use the PowerShell command to enable it. So we can either use the DNS command, and I'm just going to use .config and enable global name support, and I'm just going to set that flag to 1, and that will enable it. Or you could use the set DNS server global name zone / enable, and just use the true flag. Both ways are the way of saying it so that you can use it. Okay, I'm just going to clear the screen again so it's right at the top, and I'm just going to add a CNAME record. So I'm going to add a DNS server resource record, because that's what they're called, or Helps if I spell resource right. And I'm going to use a CNAME record. You could just do it like this, but I just prefer being in the space and putting it like that. So I'm going to add a CNAME record. I'm going to just add in the zone name where it is. So the global names. Of course, PowerShell's not case sensitive, so you can do these with capitals or you can do it without. So host name alias. I'm going to use, so this is going to be the fully qualified domain name. So I'm doing it so it's going to point to web.itsupport.net when the actual single label name is just web app. So it's for it. I'm just making updates for an app called web app, and it's actually going to be on web.itsupport.net as the alias, and it's created it, and I'll just double check that it's definitely there. Resource record, and I'm just going to put a zone name where I'm looking, otherwise it will get confused where it's looking, and we can see the CNAME record already there. Okay, let's pop over to our GUI and just create a record as well. So let's get onto GlobalNames. Again, you might not see it. Let's try reloading. Nope. So it's not going to do it. So I'm just going to quickly get up our PowerShell and use the .NET stop DNS net start DNS, and it's done that. So let's just get that out of the way, get back up DNS, and let's go to global names, and now we can see our actual CNAME record, which we've already put in. Okay, so I'm just going to, I'll just put in another one. So I'm just right clicking in CNAME, in global names, and picking a CNAME record on the right, and I'm just going to do this one simple. I'm just going to call it web app 2 and do it as web app 2.itsupport.net. So it's just going to go through and do the same thing. So I've created that, and I've just gone through a bit about the global names. Hope that all makes sense, and see you for the next videos.